Today we will discuss about health education and IEC, that is information, education and communication. Hey, this is Neha and you are watching Physio Sinha. First we'll see what is health education. Health education is a process of bringing scientific knowledge on health to the people to bring about changes in their knowledge, attitude, and behavior for the betterment of their health and health of the community in which they live. According to Alma Ata Declaration, health education is a process aimed at encouraging people to want to be healthy, to know how to stay healthy, to do what they can individually and collectively to maintain health, to seek help when needed. Next, we'll see the objective of health education. The objective of health education are following. First is to encourage people to adopt healthy lifestyle. Next is to encourage them to make best use of available health services. Next is to encourage them to change their attitude towards their own health. Next is to improve the health of the family and the community. Next is to stimulate individual and community self reliance to achieve health development. The focus of health education is on people and on action. Next, we will see the approaches in health education. There are four approaches in health education. First is regulatory approach, second is service approach, third one is health education approach, and the fourth one is primary healthcare approach. First, we will see what is regulatory approach. Regulatory approach is a legal approach made by the government to alter the behavior of the people for the betterment of their health. In this, there are many regulations and these regulations may vary from prohibition to imprisonment like Child Marriage Restraint Act and all public health acts come under this. Regulatory approach is the simplest and quickest way to improve the health of the people. Let's see what is service approach. Service approach was tried by the Basic Health Services in 1960. It aimed at providing healthcare service to the individual doors based on the assumption that people would use them to improve their own health, like pulse polio immunization program. Next approach is health education approach. There are many health problems which can be solved through health education like prevention of AIDS, accidents, cessation of smoking, use of safe water supply and etc. Since the attitudes and behavioral patterns are formed early in life, that's why health education must be best started early in school life. The assumption is that behavioral pattern is more easily controlled among younger population than adult one. Next approach is primary healthcare approach. Primary healthcare approach is radically a new approach wherein the healthcare service is basic, essential, provided by the non-medical person starting from the people, by the people, of the people and for the people. It is based on the principle of primary health care through community participation, intersectoral approach, thereby making the service highly successful. The underlying objective of primary healthcare approach is to become self-reliant in matters of health. In this, the role of Anganwadi workers is very prominent. Next is model of health education. During the past few decades, a number of health education models have been developed. They include the following. First is medical model, second is motivation model, and the third is social intervention model. First, we'll see medical model. The medical model is primarily interested in the recognition, treatment of disease, and technological advances to facilitate the process. In this model, social, cultural, and psychological factors were thought to be of little or no importance. The medical model did not bridge the gap between the knowledge and behavior. Next is motivation model. In health education, we must first create awareness of health needs and problem through a program of health information. Motivation includes stages of interest, evaluation, and decision making. Next is social intervention model. Social intervention model shapes the behavior of individual and the community. This highlights the importance of group support in helping reaching the decisions and taking action. An effective health education model is based on precise knowledge of human ecology and understanding of the interaction between the cultural, biological, physical, and social environmental factors. Next, we'll see the contents of health education. Health education covers every aspect of health and community, like human biology, personal hygiene, nutrition, family health, environment, prevention of accidents, prevention of communicable diseases, reproductive health, use of health services, population control, and mental health. Next, we'll see the principles in health education. Following are the principles which contribute to the success of health education. First is credibility. Credibility means the quality of being convincing or believable. Unless the people have trust and confidence in the communicator, the message will not be perceived. Second one is content. People will listen to those things which are of interest and it should be their felt need. So, the educator should find out their real health needs and educate. Then only the people will participate and the program becomes successful. Next is context. The context in which communication is given should be relevant to the receiver. Next is clarity. The message to be given should be in simple terms. Next is consistency. The message must be consistent to penetrate into the minds of receiver. Next is channels. Existing channels of communication should be used. Next is capability of audience. Audience must be capable of understanding what is told. Next is participation. No health program will be successful without the participation of the public. Next is motivation. It is awakening the desire among the people to learn. They can be motivated easily by giving incentives which may be negative or positive. Next is comprehension. This means educating the people at a level they can understand and preferably in the same language they speak and avoiding difficult and strange words. Next is reinforcement. This means repetition of the same message periodically, preferably in different ways, so that the audience can understand it better and remember longer. Next is learning by doing. This makes the person perfect. The Chinese proverb, if I hear, I forget. If I see, I remember. And if I do, I know, illustrates the importance of learning by doing. Next is known to unknown. That means the health education is given to the people from a level what they know and understand and then proceed to new knowledge. Next is setting an example. Educator himself should practice what he preaches. He himself should be an ideal example. Like if he is explaining the hazards of smoking, he should not be found smoking. Next principle is good human relations. Building good relationship with audience makes the health education successful. Next is feedback. Getting the feedback from the audience is of paramount importance to the educator so that he can improve himself in communicating next time more effectively. Next is leaders. Involvement of local leaders will make the education more easy and effective because local leaders are respected. Next, we'll see the practice in health education. It consists of audiovisual aids and methods of health education. Let's see what is audiovisual aids. Audiovisual aids make the health education process more effective and impressive by making the concept clear and the program successful. These bring about understanding where words fail. Audiovisual aids are classified into three groups. First is auditory aids. In this, there is involvement of radio, tape recorder, microphones, earphones, and amplifiers. Second is visual aids. In this, there is involvement of blackboard and chalk, posters, charts, models, specimen, newspaper, LCD, and overhead projectors. Visual aids draw the attention of the audience and simplifies the education process. Through visual aids, more information can be given in short period of time. Thereby, learning becomes easy. Third one is combined audio-visual aids. In this, there is involvement of television, cinema, and video cassettes. These are more effective compared to above two groups of aids because they are close to being natural and they create interest among people. They make learning easy and permanent as pictures are impressed in the mind of the people and stimulate thinking. Let's see what are the methods in health education. Different methods are adopted at different levels. First is individual level, second is group level, and the third is community level. First, we'll see individual level approach. Best opportunity occurs for the individual level when the patient comes to the doctor with illness. Health education at family level is best given by the health workers and health assistants. The biggest advantage is that the educator can discuss, argue, and persuade the individual to change his behavior. Let's see types of individual level approach. First is personal contact, second is home visit, and the third one is personal letters. Next, we will see the group level approach. In this, there are lectures, demonstration, and different types of discussion methods. First, we will see what are lectures. Lecture is a careful presentation of the facts with organized thoughts and ideas by a qualified person. Lecture is a one-way communication method. It can be made more effective by using a chalk and blackboard, as chalk and talk is a good, old, and traditional method of teaching. This method can be made much more impressive and effective by using audiovisual aids. Next is demonstration. This means showing by action, stepwise, the procedure to be performed, like preparation of ORS solution, disinfection of a well, and installation of hand pump before the audience. Since this method involves active participation of audience, thereby they develop interest and understand it better, and it also make improvement in their behavior. This method has high educational and motivational value. Next is discussion methods. There are different discussion methods like group discussion, panel discussion, symposium, workshops, conference, role play, brainstorming, tutorial, and debate. Next, we will see community level approach. In this, there is involvement of television, radio, newspaper, printed materials, direct mailing, posters, and internet. Let's see what is IEC: Information, Education, and Communication. It is an important approach to bring about changes in the knowledge, attitude, and behavior of the people for betterment of their health and health of the family and community in which they live. Let's discuss about each in detail. First, we'll see what is information. Information consists of providing scientific knowledge to the people about the health problems and how to prevent, promote, and maintain good health. It is the right of the people to know the facts about health and disease. Information bring about awareness in people. Let's see what is education. It consists of educating or motivating the people to change their lifestyle or behavior for betterment of their health. Next is communication. Communication is a complex process in which a source of information gives the information through various channels to the audience and in turn gets the feedback to know the effect of the process. Next, we'll see what are the steps in IEC. First is planning, second is implementation, and the third is evaluation. First, we'll see the planning. This consists of the following. First is situational analysis, that is, studying the existing national policies and the organizational structure for the modification or the improvement. Next is understanding the underlying philosophy. Next is identification of target groups such as only men or only women or couples or youth or involvement of parents or teachers. Next is establishment of objectives, goals and targets. Next step is implementation of IEC activities. Planning ways to ensure that the materials reach the target audience. And the third step of IEC is evaluation. This consists of analyzing the information periodically about the impact of the program to know the effectiveness. Let's see types of communication. There are 8 types of communication. First is one-way communication, second is two-way communication, third is verbal communication, fourth one is non-verbal communication, fifth is formal communication, sixth is informal communication, seventh one is visual communication, eighth one is telecommunication and internet. Let's see each of this in detail. First is one-way communication. It is also called didactic method. In this, the message flows in only one direction, that is, from the communicator to the audience. The best example of one way communication is reading books, newspapers, magazines, and watching most television programs. In this, there is no participation from the audience and there is no feedback. Next method of communication is two-way communication. It is called Socratic method. In this type, both the communicator and the audience take part. In this, audience may ask questions and may give their own suggestion. Two-way communication is more likely to influence the human behavior. Third method of communication is verbal communication. This is giving the information by talk and not by showing. In this, there is no any written or printed matter. Fourth type of communication is non-verbal communication. In this type, the message is communicated not by talk but by body movements, facial expression, and postures. Often, this is also effective. Fifth type of communication is formal communication. Formal communication is any communication that is offered in the official capacity of the professionals involved. It involves meeting, legal and commercial notices, documents, reports, and etc. Next is informal communication. Informal communication occurs when people come together and talk about their working conditions, family, co workers, and etc. Rumor, gossip are the example of informal communication. And the seventh type of communication is visual communication. Visual communication consists of charts, posters, pictures, graphs, maps, and etc. Eighth one is telecommunication and internet. This is done by using electromagnetic instruments and the communication is done over distance. In this, there is involvement of radio, TV, internet, telephone, and etc. Thank you for watching. Do like and share the video with your friends and batchmates and subscribe my channel. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comment section. For notes, you can follow me on Instagram. I have mentioned the link in the description box.